The flu continues to affect Oklahomans. A water leak causes trouble on campus, and the Oklahoma State Department of Health faces a lawsuit. This is OU Nightly. Hello and thanks for joining us on tonight's edition of OU Nightly. I'm Brooke Murski.
And I'm Parker Thune. The number of flu deaths across Oklahoma is steadily increasing.
OU Nightly's Jaycie Bayless joins us from Goddard Health Center with details. Jaycie.
Now, Parker and Brooke, the number of Oklahoma flu-related deaths have increased drastically. Last week, the numbers were at 36. They now stand at over 51. Now, over 2,000 people have been hospitalized since the beginning of the flu season, which was September 1st, 2018. Hermila Haley, which is an emergency preparedness epidemiologist here in Oklahoma, says there are a couple of reasons for the increase.
One of the things I'd like to, make people understand is that right now is our peak flu season. So that's where we're going to see the uptick. Usually it's in February where we start to see the higher number of hospitalizations, more positive flu tests. H3 was the same one that also caused problems in the last season. It's just harder to capture that within the vaccine. And it just happens that strain is the one that causes more of a severe case of flu.
Now, many places are still offering free flu shots. One of those is Goddard Health Center, which offers free flu shots to students 9 to 4 Monday through Friday. Reporting live from Goddard, Jaycie Bayless.
Thank you, Jaycie. A deluge of water flooded the South Oval this afternoon. A water line broke just before 2 p.m. in front of Lynn Hall. Water came up from a manhole and flooded the west side of the South Oval. Students were forced to navigate around the water or attempt to jump across it.
We have isolation valves to shut down sections of line, so I was able to isolate just this section and keep everything else up.
Maintenance crews says the pipe burst will not affect any surrounding buildings on campus, but there is no timeline for completion of drainage and repair.
More than 150 former and current employees are suing the Oklahoma State Department of Health for wrongful termination. The employees claim that they were fired, forced to resign, or forced to retire in 2017 and 2018. The Department of Health allegedly mismanaged and misappropriated money. The lawsuit demands a jury trial and $75,000 in additional costs. Kelsey Hovanetz joins us now in the News Center with the latest on the Paul Manafort trial.
Thanks, Brooke. A federal judge will sentence Paul Manafort today for defrauding banks and failing to pay taxes on millions of dollars of income that he earned from Ukrainian political consulting. These charges stem from special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian interference back in 2016. Prosecutors are saying that Manafort deserves between 19 and 25 years in prison. This penalty may be enough to keep 69-year-old Manafort in prison for the rest of his life. And the House is taking a vote today on a resolution condemning hate in the wake of Representative Ilhan Omar's critical comments about Israel. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi pushed for a vote on a resolution condemning anti-Semitism. The resolution does not mention Omar by name, and the new version of the resolution rejects not only anti-Semitism but also other forms of hate and bigotry. Michael Cohen, Trump's former lawyer, announced today that he's planning to sue the Trump Organization. He says that it failed to indemnify him and pay his attorney's fees related to his work. Examples of his work that he cited include congressional hearings, the Mueller investigation, and a $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels. Cohen said that his legal bills for the investigation totaled $1.9 million. The complaint was filed in the New York State Supreme Court. And Parker, Jeopardy host Alex Trebek announced yesterday that he was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Since the announcement, celebrities from all across the entertainment world have reached out in support of Trebek.
Thoughts and prayers with the television legend. Thank you, Kelsey. The Oklahoma House approved 2 bills that would give new rights to children in DHS custody. House Bill 1273 addresses cases where parental rights have been terminated and allows children to ask to return to a parent's custody. House Bill 1279 grants minors the right to demand a non-jury trial. CASA, an advocacy group for children, wants to ensure that the children are represented well.
Bills like these, we always pay close attention to because we want to understand what is coming down the road for the children for whom we advocate as an organization. Our responsibility is to recruit, screen, train, and support volunteers who go into court with the kids who are part of these cases and then advocate for what's in their best interest.
And the 2 bills will now move to the state Senate. Now, Brooke, after a brutally cold start to this week, things have warmed up just a little bit.
It's feeling more like spring. Sure enough, Parker and Joe Decarlo now joins us with a first look at your Oklahoma weather. Joe.
Yeah, guys, we finally found spring. Now, we had southerly winds today, which helped warm us up into the 60s. Right now, it's 61 here in Norman, 65 in Lawton, and 68 down in Ardmore. Now, it is dry here in central Oklahoma, but we look out to the east, and we see an increase in moisture ahead of our next storm system, which will bring severe weather chances to our state. Now, coming up in weather, we will talk about these spring temperatures, the severe weather risk, quite where they are, and how severe the storms will be, and then any rain chances coming up next week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Joe. After the break on OU Nightly, we've got a look at an intense sport on skates. Come back with us and meet the Oklahoma City Victory Dolls.
Also, the season of Lent dawned yesterday, and some students had to make dietary adjustments. We'll be back on OU Nightly.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. The Oklahoma Victory Dolls are the highest-ranked flat track roller derby team in Oklahoma. They regularly compete nationally and every so often internationally. They plan to take this season to the next level.
Every Monday night, the track at Star Skate in Norman is solely reserved for the ladies of the Oklahoma Victory Dolls Roller Derby League. The entire league is made up of a competitive A team and B team, in addition to their 3 recreational home teams. Cheyenne Riggs, or as her team and fans better know her as, Professor Flex, has been blocking for the Victory Dolls for over 3 years. Cheyenne moved to Norman back in 2015 and took a job at OU as an instructor for first-year composition in the English department. She soon got involved with the local roller derby team looking for a workout, but instead also found an irreplaceable support system.
It's a really great thing to be able to step into.
Not only are you making new friends and a whole new family, you're also doing something for your health.
Despite the many health benefits, stepping back out of the sport is not unusual, especially with the high likelihood of an injury.
About 100% injury rate at this sport.
Fortunately, skaters are required by the Women's Flat Track Derby Association to wear protective gear, which includes a helmet, mouth guards, wrist guards, and layers of padding. Once a form of sport entertainment, now a revival led by women to restore the sport's focus on athleticism.
The payout is worth it. Like being able to do the sport, to keep in shape, to meet friends, to compete, to have that camaraderie.
The Oklahoma Victory Dolls' core mission is to provide the women of central Oklahoma a diverse and inclusive environment that promotes community and strong, confident women who compete on a national level.
And it doesn't matter how different you are, where you came from, you bring something to the table.
A woman over 18 is invited to join the ladies of the Oklahoma Victory Dolls. An information session at the end of March will kick off the 6-week training program for new members.
Lent is underway, and OU students who are giving up meat during the holy season may have a hard time finding meatless meals on campus. Several religions encourage followers to give up something for Lent, and it's most often Catholics who give up meat. Students may not be able to rely on campus food services if they're among those giving it up.
Basically, my only option was to grab a tuna sandwich from the Union because I didn't have time for anything else on lunch. It's great, but it kind of limited my options later in the week when I needed something to eat.
Lent-friendly options are listed on the Campus Housing and Food website.
And today, the Diversity Enrichment Program opened applications for the 2019 and 2020 intern team. The DEP wants students who have an interest in recruiting underrepresented populations to OU. Applicants should be a full-time OU student, have a cumulative GPA of 3.0, and demonstrate leadership abilities and campus involvement. Once selected, interns would be involved in the recruitment process of future students from underrepresented communities.
Prospective students want to hear from current students. Current students who are speaking on their experiences and who are encouraging prospective students, they are what sell this university. They are going to be the key between whether or not a student makes that ultimate decision to choose the University of Oklahoma as their college home.
The DEP intern application is open on OrgSync through March 25th.
On Tuesday, OU President James Gallagly sent out a letter via email to all OU students introducing a plan in response to the threats the OU community faced in the form of racism. OU Nightly's Madeline Roberts spoke with a member of a minority organization on campus and asked their thoughts on the letter.
The Black Emergency Response Team, or BERT, was formed in January after racist incidents on OU's campus. President James Gallagher sent out a letter on Tuesday outlining action his administration plans to take to combat racism.
Our job as BERT isn't to just criticize President Gallagher. It was, a good email updating us, phase one. It's what you want to see, right, from administration.
Although the letter was a positive sign, BERT wasn't totally pleased with its contents, but the group is remaining hopeful.
With that being said, some of the words were pretty ambiguous, I think purposely so. It's yet to be seen. We'll have to wait and see, but we're really looking forward to having that transparency to get answers to those questions.
Madeline Roberts, OU Nightly.
And when we return, an iconic musician makes his way to Norman this weekend. Find out about the concert that has the OU music department buzzing.
Now let's hear from Joe Decarlo with an extended look at your forecast. Joe?
Yeah, right now it's cloudy outside. When's the next chance of rain? Your forecast is coming up. Welcome back to OU Nightly. We're taking a live look at Norman right now. Now it is overcast, but luckily we are back. Spring-like temperatures. It is 60 degrees here in Norman under overcast skies. Right now we have a south breeze at 15 miles an hour. Now throughout the state it is 60 in Norman, a little warmer down to the south, 67 in Ardmore, and 66 in Lawton. Now going into the day tomorrow, we do have a marginal risk of severe weather, especially off to our southeast and also in portions of North Texas and Arkansas for a marginal risk of severe weather tomorrow evening and into overnight hours. Now on Saturday, there is a slight risk of severe weather further to the east in the Mississippi Valley for Memphis, Little Rock, and portions of far southeastern Oklahoma. Now looking at your radar forecast tonight, tomorrow we will be mainly dry. But we look tomorrow evening at 1:30 in the morning into the day on Saturday. We see some storms developing here in central Oklahoma. Now this will quickly push off to the east and we will dry out for Saturday afternoon, and the sun will come out and help to warm us up to very seasonal conditions. Now a cold front will come through tonight, dropping our temperatures only into the 50s for the day tomorrow, and then warming up back for Saturday with temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, possibly approaching 70 degrees on Saturday afternoon. Now another cold front will come through Saturday night and we will stay around 50 degrees during the day on Sunday. Now your lows tonight will be very seasonal, 41 here in Norman, 41 in Oklahoma City, a little warmer down to the south. Now tomorrow that cold front will keep us a little bit cooler. We will be in the middle 50s, 56 here in Norman, 58 in Ardmore, and then mainly 50s throughout the state. Now looking at that 2-day forecast, tomorrow will be cloudy with afternoon thunderstorms likely, and then Saturday we will have AM showers, but a sunny and warm afternoon with temperatures approaching 70 degrees. And then don't forget to spring forward for daylight saving on Saturday night into Sunday, and we will stay with those spring-like temperatures, but also have a lot of chances of rain coming up under 7 days, especially next week.
I'm so grateful that the weather's turning around and it's getting a little bit warmer, especially after the super cold temperatures we had earlier.
Yeah, I'm over winter. I'm ready for spring weather, spring storms, and I'm excited.
I tell you what, the blessing of rain is that at least it's not snow. At least we're looking forward to liquid precipitation and not solid.
For sure.
Well, thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Students and professors in Catlett Music Center are jazzed up about a special concert this weekend. Grammy-nominated organist Joey DeFrancesco is coming to Norman. Organ professor John Schwantz says the distinctive Hammond B3 organ is a special instrument, but that the organist who will play it is one of the world's finest.
It has a characteristic sound that is now synonymous with gospel and jazz. So Joey DeFrancesco is one of the greatest living Hammond players.
DeFrancesco will host his own concert at 8 p.m. Saturday evening. Tickets are $9 for the public and $5 for students. Well, Brooke, Sooner football is back, kind of.
Well, the season opener is nearly 6 months away, but spring practices have begun. Kara Karbs is here with a look ahead at sports. Kara?
Yeah, we'll have Cal Day with more about the upcoming spring game. And speaking of OU football, Lincoln Riley responds to some Kyler Murray criticism. Sports is next. Welcome back. I'm Kara Karbs, and it's time for sports. Sooner baseball had a tough game last night against the Dallas Baptist Patriots. OU took the lead early in the game and kept it up until the 6th inning. The lead was 2-1 until Dallas Baptist had an inning the Sooners just couldn't come back from. Freshman Jarrett Godman pitched the first 2 innings of the game. OU ended up using 10 pitchers in total. The Sooners are heading to Houston this weekend for a 3-game series against Rice. And OU head coach Lincoln Riley came to the defense of his former QB. Former NFL General Manager Charlie Casserly criticized Murray's leadership ability after the combine. These comments didn't go unnoticed by Riley, and he had this to say about it.
I've had a number of teams that met personally with Kyler at the combine that called me after and raved about the kid. And so he's, again, not everybody's going to love you. He's going to have plenty that are going to love him.
Spring football is back underway in Norman as the Sooners lace up yet again. Cal Day joins us live with a quick practice update. Cal?
Hey, Kara, if you step outside, it's football season in the air. The Sooners have just finished their first round of spring practice, the first one of the year, and there's a couple housekeeping items that need to be taken care of. First, on the injury report, Creed Humphrey, the only returning starting offensive lineman, will miss the spring due to an injury. Also, the secondary will be thin with Robert Barnes, Jordan Parker, and Starlin Baldwin all out this spring. A couple Sooners have moved positions. Michael Thompson is moving from the defensive line to the offensive line. Meanwhile, Braden Willis will switch from inside receiver to H-back as the Sooners look to fill the void by Carson Meyer. And maybe the biggest offseason change is the hiring of 3 new defensive coaches and the installation of a new scheme. The program is buzzing as Alex Grinch takes over coordinator to coordinate a Sooner defense that finished 114th in college football.
A lot of anticipation. I don't know, you can just kind of feel it in the building right now. So I think we're all really excited about where we're headed, and probably more excited from the mentality side than even the scheme side.
Now be sure to stick with OU Nightly as we have continuing coverage of spring practice leading up to the spring game next month on April 13th. Reporting live, Cal Day, OU Nightly.
The Thunder is looking to finish a season sweep of the Portland Trailblazers tonight. Tonight's game comes with more weight than a regular game. OKC and Portland have exactly the same record and are tied with Houston for the number 3 seed in the playoffs. The Thunder have lost 5 of their last 6 games. The game is tonight at 9:30. And LeBron James went down in basketball history last night against the Denver Nuggets. He surpassed Michael Jordan on the NBA's list of all-time point leaders, yet he still might not be done. LeBron is now 1,332 points away from passing Kobe Bryant. Last night's game ending was a nail-biter for both Chicago and Philadelphia fans. The Bulls pulled ahead of the 69ers with 1.6 seconds left in the game. Philadelphia missed their final play and it was over, or so everyone thought. Both teams were brought back out onto the court to redo the last play due to a clock mess-up. However, the 76ers didn't finish it and the Bulls grabbed the win at 108-107. I just think it's crazy that they were in the locker room and then the officials brought them back out to finish the game.
Just confusing for everyone involved. Apparently Otto Porter was already getting drug tested and then he had to go back out on the court.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Well, thank you, Kara. Joe Decarlo joins us with one final look at the weather when OU Nightly continues.
Plus, today the nation recognizes a popular breakfast food. Get your carton of milk ready and we'll be right back.
Welcome back. I'm Libbey Dean at the OU Nightly Update Desk. Governor Kevin Stitt has requested an audit of Medicaid enrollment. Stitt says he wants to see whether the Oklahoma Health Care Authority is properly determining eligibility and removing those who no longer qualify. The Health Care Authority received almost $1.1 billion in state appropriations last year. That's it for now. Back to you, Parker.
Thanks so much, Libbey. Now, Brooke, we love our obscure food-related holidays here at OU Nightly, and today we're highlighting a mainstay on the American breakfast table.
We are, Parker. Today is National Cereal Day, so whatever you are, fan of Cheerios, Fruit Loops, Lucky Charms, all the above, pour yourself a bowl of cereal today and celebrate.
I was going to bring a bowl of Cocoa Puffs on set, but I figured that would have been frowned upon by our producers.
See, what are your favorite cereals, Joe?
I like Special K and then Cheerios too. Those are the best.
Hidden Gem,
Yes.
I like that one too.
Yep.
Well, Joe, you have a weather fact of the day for us.
Yeah, so a weather fact of the day today shows just how crazy March weather can be around here. Our record low temperature for March 7th is 7 degrees, and our record high is 82 degrees. Now, in the next 7 days, we won't be anywhere near either of those two temperatures. We will be mainly in the 50s and then lower 60s, but plenty of chances of rain, and then this weekend, go spring forward for daylight saving time.
I'll tell you what, give me the 82 on March 7th.
I was going to say, I'll take it.
I agree. We'll
Hopefully we get a little closer to that as the week progresses.
We're close to 70, but 80,
so much,
maybe a few more weeks from now.
Awesome. Well, thanks for watching OU Nightly live from Gaylord College on the campus of the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow live at 4:30 for your nightly news and Big Friday sports.
Have a great evening.
Good night.